Welcome to the BeaconWay podcast, hosted by award-winning executive team of Beacon Media and Marketing. With over 3 decades of experience, Adrienne, Jennifer, and Ken give you an insider's view of what's working, what's not, and what's on the horizon for digital marketing. Grow your business today with the BeaconWay podcast.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the BeaconWay podcast. This is Adrienne Wilkerson, and I'm really excited to be digging into AI and content marketing today. So, our goal is to actually answer the question, is AI really the death of content marketing, or is there potential here for a new way to tackle content marketing, even with AI? So, with that, let's get started. We all know that artificial intelligence is transforming industries everywhere, and behavioral health is no exception. In recent years, AI has become a powerful tool that has the potential to change how behavioral health clinics approach marketing and patient engagement. This transformative technology can enhance personalization, streamline processes, and improve efficiency in ways that traditional methods can't. Yet, the application of AI in content marketing for behavioral health clinics is not simple. In today's podcast, we're going to explore the opportunities and challenges of AI driven content marketing. We'll discuss how AI can improve personalization and efficiency while also considering the absolute importance of creativity and emotional connection. The rise of artificial intelligence is changing the way businesses approach content marketing, with implications for a variety of industries, including behavioral health. One of the most significant changes is that AI driven tools are becoming more accessible to businesses of all sizes. This means that even small behavioral health practices can now integrate advanced AI into their marketing strategies without breaking the bank. In recent years, the use of AI in content marketing has grown exponentially, with many businesses reporting significant gains. So, from the large language models, these are Chat GPT, that's what a large language model is. So, from large language models that can write compelling blog posts to algorithms that can enhance audience behavior, AI is changing the way businesses create and distribute content. This is especially true in the behavioral space, where personalized and engaging content can have a big impact on patient outcomes. Now, it's really important that we humanize the content that AI is generating, and we'll get into that in a little bit. One of the key benefits of AI in content marketing is its capacity to produce more pertinent and potentially captivating content. So, the way that AI can aid us as humans in doing this is by analyzing extensive data sets. AI equips businesses with profound insights into your target audience, which enables the creation of content that truly resonates. So, it's not just about putting a topic into an AI large language model like ChatGPT or Perplexity or Writer AI and expecting it to spit back something that sounds human. It is really about coming up with the right prompts because you're only going to get out of AI what you put into it. So it's still very important to make sure that we are prompting AI correctly. For those of you who remember the early days of the internet when Google and search engines were first around, it was frustrating to be able to get the right information out of the internet, out of the searches. And so it took us a while to figure out what search terms to put into Google or Yahoo or Bing to be able to get the results that we wanted out of the searches. It's the same way with AI now. If we're not putting in the right prompts, if we're not asking it the right quality questions and know what questions to ask, we're not going to get that content that really resonates. And honestly, even with that content, we're still going to have to humanize this. So, this research that AI can provide that can help us customize our content better, this really translates for behavioral health into development of the message that not just informs your clients, but can also empathize and connect connect emotionally with the patients because the goal is always to ultimately foster stronger trust and loyalty. So, again, you can use AI to lay a foundation to start something, but you do have to come in behind AI and humanize it. Now, the large language models are getting better and better about communicating with empathy and to be able to establish emotional connection. But at the end of the day, we are marketing human to human, not AI to AI. AI is great for research. But you do have to humanize the content. AI can also automate a variety of tasks from content creation to distribution and to analytics. This the really key piece to this is that this automation simplifies workflow and frees up time and resources that your employees, your agency's employees can redirect to being more creative and strategic. So again, AI is not replacing humans, but it can replace some of the kind of routine tasks that we do day in and day out, like research, like grammar checks, like creating buyer persona as an example. Another example is that AI tools can actually draft your blog posts, they can schedule social media updates, and then they can provide insights onto the content's performance. This enables marketers, whether they're marketers in house or they're marketers that you've hired, it can really enable them to refine their strategies and improve the overall quality content. AI is reshaping content marketing, offering a new realm of possibilities for creating compelling and meaningful content. And as AI tools become more sophisticated and accessible, we're expecting behavioral health clinics to significantly gain from this implementation. One of the interesting things that we are seeing in the industry in relation to content marketing and AI is that the consumer, the potential client, isn't searching on Google as much to be able to read the content that you're putting out, the content marketing that you're putting out. In this way, AI is significantly disrupting the content marketing world. Instead of people going and Googling behavioral health clinics or Googling their symptoms or Googling, how can I get help for my symptoms? That was historically a very common way for potential clients to find a behavioral health clinic that they could start establishing trust with. And so the articles that were being written, the blogs that were being written and published on websites were a really powerful content marketing tool because people would look and search for these different things and then find your blog on your website, go to your website, learn more about you. It was this way to bring the client into your marketing funnel. Unfortunately, in some ways now, AI has created an extra layer between your potential client and the content that you're generating. Oftentimes, we're seeing a dramatic increase in clients, potential clients in the public asking a large language model like ChatGPT or one of the variations of that, actually asking them the questions that would have been searched and put into Google or Bing or whatnot before. So the result of that is that the large language model is spitting out answers based on the articles that we've written and everybody else has written online, and based on whatever else information they find, credible or not, and they're providing your potential client with an answer. They're not telling your client where that information came from. So the client doesn't know to go to your website because you wrote this amazing article. They're getting this answer from a large language model. This is creating separation between potential clients and, at the end of the day, you. Writing articles, publishing blogs is still really important, but its use in general content or organic content marketing or organic SEO searches is declining right now. This is forcing the content marketing industry to shift and change. And when I say content marketing, I'm referring to the content that's written on your website, the content that's getting published in your blogs or your articles on your website. This also applies to any content that you generate that promotes yourself. So this could be email marketing or whatnot. But for most of the purposes of this particular podcast, we're referring to blogging, writing articles that are published on your website. One of the big things that we're seeing is that behavioral health clinics are really on this brink of a new era, and that AI is standing there ready to transform content marketing strategies. It is, again, a very powerful tool in your arsenal to be able to create personalized content that speaks to a wide range of potential clients. And AI does do amazing research. I mean, we see it within our agency that our content generators can do a tremendous amount of research in a short period of time. We still have to vet that information. We still have to make sure that it's coming from reputable sources. But what used to take us hours can be done in a much shorter period of time, which does give us more time to focus on the different various insights and the information that this data is providing us. It allows us to go deeper into the patient's preferences, into their behaviors and their needs. And this really allows clinics to create content that's not only relevant, but compelling. It's a more personalized approach because the point is always to develop an emotional connection with potential patients to establish trust. And this is a really critical component for anybody in the mental or behavioral health world, because whether the person who is doing the research was reading the articles and blogs or asking these questions of chat gpt or other large language models, it's either they're asking for themselves or for a loved one. And so this is typically an emotionally charged search. There's a lot at stake here. It is important to be able to establish trust and go deep. And that trust piece, that if you can use AI to get enough data to be able to really customize your message, and it's not just a generic message about symptoms or whatnot, but you're really digging deep into how they feel, what's going on, then really that data used well, it can really revolutionize the content that you're putting out. And the top tier large language models can produce really coherent text. And again, they can be used for blogs, articles. You can also use them for social media posts and for email marketing. If you're pulling the right data out of AI, that customized data that really reflects your clients, then you can integrate that data then into the AI blog posts, articles, social media, and it really can be a lot more specialized than it was. This again allows for staff to really shift to a more creative and strategic mindset instead of necessarily being in the weeds for all of the different stuff. So AI can also elevate patient or client engagement through interactive channels like chatbots and again, personalized emails. So, a lot of these things, especially the chatbots on your website, they can provide immediate, customized responses to client inquiries. This can help the patients feel valued and supported during their care journey when it's done well. Now, I do want to be very transparent that to do this well does require a significant investment of time upfront. You really have to understand your client and leverage the data that AI is providing you, along with your client intake data, to be able to train your chatbot well. And we hear this word training a lot around AI, and it truly is what we're doing. We have to train the chatbot, the AI, in the way that we want it to present the information. It's not just enough that it gathers it, but then we have to turn that back around and tell the AI to train itself based on the data that it's collecting. We can supplement that with client intake questions. So if there's normal questions that you guys get over and over during client intake, or during the initial phase where people are information gathering and they're not sure if they're going to go with your clinic or not, Those kind of questions can actually be programmed into your AI chatbots on your website, which allows for a lot more customized feel. What does frustrate people though is if your chatbot is so generic that it's worthless. So if you're going to leverage AI, if you're going to incorporate these things, it's really important that you take the time to customize them. Another way that AI is valuable is real time performance and tracking. By continuously analyzing content performance data, AI offers actionable insight that enables clinics to refine their marketing strategy, even on the fly. And again, the amount of data that AI can process through and catch trends that maybe we would have missed because there's so much data to go through. This dynamic approach really ensures that content marketing efforts can stay in sync with current trends, patient needs, and maximize the impact of each piece of content. An example of this, AI can identify which types of content are most effective at different stages of the patient journey. Now, when we're talking about patient journey or client journey in this marketing context, this is the buyer's journey. This is not their healing journey to hopefully a much better life, but this is the journey from awareness. They recognize they have a problem and to they're doing research online. They're trying to find who's out there, who can help me. Then they're moving into the next stage that's, okay, I like you guys. I'm identifying, I'm connecting with you guys. I like it. How do I make a move? And then the final stage in this case is really they've made a move to book an appointment with you. They've reached out, they've filled out a contact form, they've engaged with your chatbot, they've called your clinic. They're ready to make that next move. So, this is the journey that we're talking about from a marketing standpoint that's really begins their journey with the behavioral health clinic to really get help and get whole. It allows clinics to tailor your message accordingly. AI can provide a robust set of tools to engage content marketing in this space. Some of the best ones to focus on when you're looking at leveraging AI is you want to look for AI tools that have capacities in data analysis, automation, and performance tracking. And so, leveraging those, you can potentially create effective content that truly connects with your audience. The infusion of AI can boost marketing efficiency, but it can also set the stage for more meaningful patient relationships. Obviously, the ultimate goal here is leading to improved patient outcomes or client outcomes and a more powerful market presence. We all know that we live in a very fast-paced world, and content marketing and AI is right in the middle of all of that. However, we can't lose the fact that behavioral health is a sensitive field, and we have to use AI carefully and very intentionally. While AI can provide us with a lot of information to customize the campaigns and the messaging and the content and whatnot, it still really struggles to replicate empathy and emotional connection. That's the part that we need to bring back into the equation. AI can provide us with a lot of data that can make it a lot easier to have that empathy and that emotional connection because we know who we're connecting with. And we hopefully are getting enough data to know what is impactful for them. But AI does not do a great job of doing this on its own, is still learning how to communicate with empathy and create emotional connection. Like I mentioned earlier on, we're not marketing AI to AI. We're still marketing to your potential consumer. We're marketing to humans. Obviously, that empathy and emotional connection is absolutely vital. It is important that we add that human element back in. Like I said, behavioral health clinics, it's absolutely important to rely on building trust and rapport with the patients. AI can struggle to convey the depth of understanding and warmth that is crucial in this context. It is important to edit and humanize any content. Another example is AI models, large language models like ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc. They may not always understand the complexities and the sensitivities specifically of behavioral health. So, the integral nature of mental health issues requires a very deep understanding and really carefully handling that AI doesn't always get. All of this is to say, don't just copy and paste something that AI generates and put it out there. It is important to read it and really connect with it. This is that humanization piece, the human oversight. And it is crucial at this stage. And I hope it is always crucial to ensure that the material that we're putting out is appropriate and effective. Be very aware and careful on any kind of over reliance on AI for content marketing. It can really stifle creativity and originality if we're not paying attention. For example, AI can turn out a ton of content at a rapid pace, but if we're not reviewing it, if we're not adding that human element, AI can end up being a little bit routine. It can pretty much say the same thing over and over. That uniqueness, that innovation that human creators bring to the table, that always has to be added back into the content oftentimes. What I find on a regular basis is AI is hit and miss. It'll have one or two really good points that you're just like, wow, that makes an impact. And then the rest of the article, you're not so much. But if you're reading through and proofreading it after you've used AI to generate it, it's really easy to get to that first one or two points that you're like, wow, that's very impactful. And to not make sure you're reading the whole thing to make sure there's consistency that you can captivate and engage your audience in a way that is really meaningful. That's something to really take into consideration. Some search engines are threatening to deprioritize AI generated contents. However, it's become so prevalent that most of the search engines, so long as the content still has some personalization, some humanization to it, even if it's testing out very high level of AI generation. Now there's bots that can actually test and say, we believe this article is 90% AI created. It used to be the search engines were shutting that down. We're not seeing that so much anymore. But again, if it sounds like generic content that's out there 1,000 times, then the search engines might do rank that a little bit if there's not some personalization. And to give you some examples of what I mean by personalization is this could be personal stories. Now that's a little bit hard with the HIPAA compliance stuff and sharing personal information, but these can be anecdotes. They can be example stories that are not about a real person per se, or if name and diagnosis and different stuff has changed enough that there's no way to identify who the original client was, then you can use some stories. But stories are really important, and personalization, humanization, putting in some statistics, putting in some examples from what you're seeing as far as recidivism rates and different things that are specific to your business, to your behavioral health clinic. Those are ways that you can make AI generated content still very personable for you. So think original content. There's some that really still see AI generated content as less authentic or valuable, but that's becoming less and less the case as it's becoming more and more widely used. One of the best terms that I've found for relating to AI in this area of content generation is to think of AI as a ghostwriter for yourself. You're giving it the valuable information, you're giving it the prompts, it's using what you're giving it to be able to generate something that you can use with some editing, with some humanization. This is really important to strike this balance between AI assistance and human creativity. So, again, think of AI as a ghostwriter. Let's keep digging into this balance of human creativity and AI assistance. It's one of the questions that comes up a lot. These large language models and other AI tools, again, are great for data heavy tasks. Think of the repetitious stuff that you have to do on a daily basis. This could be trend analysis, this could be optimizing content distribution, it could be creating first drafts. So when we're leveraging AI to do those things, then the idea is that really frees our brain up to spend more time on the higher level thinking areas. This could be empathy, critical thinking, emotional intelligence. All of these are really valuable and important in the behavioral health space and really any space. Use AI to do the routine, the data heavy, sort of heavy lift aspects of your content generation. Don't rely on it to do everything. Think of yourself as the strategy behind what the ghostwriter is producing, and make sure that you're editing what AI has produced so that it's consistent with your company's brand voice and it's really has that empathy and that connection to the potential client that you're trying to work for. Another way to use AI is that AI can be great about suggesting blog topics based on trending keywords. It can analyze audience engagement so that you can optimize your content strategy and again, draft initial concepts. In this way, AI becomes a productive partner, co pilot, if you will, for creating content that really resonates with your audience. It's not and should not replace you. It should be able to be this dynamic assistant to you so that the content that you produce is more personalized. It has more empathy. It's culturally sensitive. It's emotionally intelligent. All these pieces still come from the human connection, but AI can provide that counterpoint of data driven insights to your human intuition. And this kind of blend of the two is where we get this really cool, effective, and engaging content marketing. With that, we're going to wind down for today. In summary, AI does not have to be the death of content marketing. Content marketers, especially in the behavioral health space, they can leverage AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting, to do those pieces that are routine, that are data driven, that are analytical, that maybe are in the weeds for us. The human connection that we add to that becomes the empathy, becomes the emotional intelligence to balance out the data that AI can provide. As content marketers, we really have to look at AI not as a threat, but as an asset. When we do that, when we choose to become part of that conversation and leverage AI to help us be better content marketers, that's really where the magic happens at this point. But if we choose to ignore AI, yes, it will steamroll content marketing. It will replace a lot of pieces in content marketing. And there is the risk of it commoditizing content marketing. But again, the piece that is special is that humanization, is adding those human touches and remembering that we're marketing human to human. We are not marketing AI to AI or even person to AI at this point. Keep that target market in mind as you're writing and really focus in on leveraging and learning how to do the right prompts in AI to be able to get you the data you need to write that first draft and that you can humanize and really make into a powerful marketing tool for yourself. Thank you for joining me today as we were talking about AI and how it's affecting content marketing specifically for behavioral health clinics.
You have been listening to the BeaconWay podcast. Make sure to join us for new episodes every week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the BeaconWay on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.